Good evening and welcome to the ICU TV main news. We apologize for starting a little bit late, but now let's take a look at the stories that are making headlines. Well, President HICHILEMA attends all inaugurations where Zambia is invited, says KAWANA. President HICHILEMA reaffirms commitment to peace and regional cooperation in Tanzania. The HEA deregisters Mansfield University. And in international news, World Public Bud as Tanzanian president sworn in. And on the sports front, Zambia under 17 ready for tough Indonesia test as World Cup journey begins. And now with the news in detail, my name is Maluba Eric J. Mwanamujende. Well, Information and Media Permanent Secretary Thabo KAWANA has stated that President Hakainde Hichilema takes part in every inauguration to which Zambia receives an invitation, either personally or through an appointed representative without exception.
Just want to make it very clear that as a nation, we have attended every inauguration invitation that has been extended to the country. The President has attended every inauguration invitation that was extended to us as the people of Zambia without exception. So be it in countries like Zimbabwe or any other country, the President has attended those inaugurations. In some cases, he has done so in person. In some cases, he has been represented. But at the end of the day, we as the people of Zambia and as a country, we have honored those invitations and we have attended such inaugurations. You will recall that even the election that was held in the United States of America that ushered in President Biden, that exited President Trump then, it was marred with a lot of conflict and confusion. But in the end, there was an inauguration. And again, even at that inauguration, we were invited and we attended. So there's nothing sinister about the President attending this particular inauguration in Tanzania, because Tanzania is our neighbor. And Tanzania, like any other country, held their elections. And when they are done with their elections and they have elected a leader and they're inaugurating that leader and they invite people to go for.
And meanwhile, President Hakainde Hichilema has reiterated the importance of maintaining Zambia's peace, describing it as a vital legacy, to be preserved for future generations. While speaking during the inauguration of Tanzanian President Samia Suluhu Hassan, President Hichilema emphasized regional unity and the need for collaborative efforts to address shared challenges and advance development across Africa. Well, he underscores the role of youth empowerment in national progress, calling for greater access to education, skills training, and employment opportunities. The head of state, also highlighted the significance of peace, security, and stability as foundations for sustained economic growth.
I lost many elections. I had the motivation to go in the streets when we felt that we did not get treated properly during elections. I was always the first one to say, no one goes in the streets. No one. Those who supported us genuinely complained, particularly 2 elections, that I took the responsibility and the leadership that I cannot send my men and women, citizens of Zambia, in the streets to damage property, to kill somebody, because that blood will be on my hands. And I said, we will use democratic processes. And we did, and we were patient. Today we've been privileged to lead our country, and we inherited a country which is peaceful. It's our duty to keep our country peaceful and hand it to those who come after us in peace. That's my core. to my brothers and sisters in Tanzania. Zambians are with you. They understand the challenges, the pain, the opportunities as well, which are many. Take the side of opportunity.
And the Higher Education Authority, HEA, has officially deregistered Mansfield University effective 16th October 2025, citing non-compliance with Zambia's Higher Education Act of 2013 and related regulations. Well, the institution, previously registered as HEA/048 and located on the first floor of Kulima Tower, Lusaka, failed to meet minimum accreditation requirements for bachelor's level programs and did not relocate to suitable premises for higher education operations. Well, HEA Corporate Communications Officer Mr. Burbo Boniface Musoba further notes that Mansfield University consistently contravened multiple provisions of the law governing higher education institutions. Well, Mr. Musoba says as a result, the university is no longer authorized to offer or advertise any higher education programs in Zambia, and qualifications obtained from it will not be recognized. Well, he says the authority emphasized that institutions operating outside the legal framework risk prosecution and urged the public to verify registration and accreditation status through HEA's official channels. And Mr. Musoba further adds that Mansfield University has the right to appeal the decision to the Minister of Education within 30 days in accordance with the Higher Education Act.
Education Authority. HEA deregistered Mansfield University. The Higher Education Authority has with immediate effect deregistered Mansfield University from operating as a higher education institution within the Republic of Zambia. This action has been taken in accordance with the Higher Education Act 2013 as read with the Higher Education Amendment Act 2021 and the Higher Education General Regulations 2024, which empower the authority to deregister any institution that fails to comply with the prescribed quality assurance and operational requirements. The deregistration follows the authority's finding that Mansfield University, which had the registration number HEA048 and was located at first floor Kulima Tower Building, Lusaka, contravened several provisions of the law as outlined below. 1.
An acting secretary to the cabinet, Mr. Siazongo Siagalenge, has officiated at the 7th Senior Public Service Management meeting held at the Mulungushi International Conference Center in Lusaka. Well, Mr. Siagalenge emphasized the importance of unity and development in consolidating the benefits of independence, urging Zambians to build on the country's peace and stability to drive national progress. Well, he highlights that the national motto, One Zambia, One Nation, along with the President's addition of One People, symbolizes a shared identity and commitment to unity. The acting secretary also stressed the need for digitalization to improve service delivery, transparency, and inclusivity across the public sector. Well, he further underscores the importance of transforming the mining sector to promote local participation, economic diversification, and sustainable development. Now we go on a short break and we'll be right back with more of our local stories. Stay tuned.
The Information and Communications University is driving the thrill for the nation in research and development. Enroll now for full-time and distance programs in the School of Engineering, Humanities, Business and Education. To apply, visit our website at www.icuzambia.net or call us on +260 211 221 662 or 0966 342 359. Sponsorship is available. Enroll now.
Well, thank you for still staying tuned. And now, police in Lusaka have launched a manhunt for a woman suspected of abducting a 2-month-old baby in Chizanga compound. Well, according to Zambia Police Service spokesperson Ray Hamonga, the incident happened around 12:30 hours yesterday and was reported to Emersdale Police Station through Chizanga Police Post. Well, the baby's mother, 39-year-old Alibeth Banda, told police that while she was outside preparing food, a woman approached her claiming to be a prophetess sent by God to pray for the child, whom she alleged was under spiritual attack. Well, Mr. Hamonga said the mother allowed the woman inside, but when she briefly went to fetch salt as requested, the suspect disappeared with the infant. Well, witnesses later reported seeing a woman carrying a baby boarding a bus heading toward town. Police have since opened an inquiry and intensified efforts to trace the suspect and recover the child.
Emersdale Police Station through Chazanga Police Post yesterday, the 2nd of November 2025, at around 12:30 hours, received a report of child stealing in which female adult Alibetha Banda, aged 39, of Chazanga compound, reported that her daughter, a female infant aged 2 months, was stolen by a known woman she can identify if seen. The incident occurred yesterday, the 2nd of November 2025, around 12:30 in Chazanga compound. Brief facts of the matter are that the mother to the victim, while outside her house cooking and chatting with her friend, female adult Wamba Chiwaila, was approached by a woman who introduced herself as a prophetess. The said woman asked Alibetha if she had a baby girl, to which she responded in the affirmative. The alleged prophetess then claimed that she had been sent by God after seeing in the spirit that the baby was under attack from evil spirits that could cause sickness or even death. Believing her, the mother invited the woman into the house to pray for her child. While inside, the alleged prophetess requested for coarse salt to use during the prayers. When the mother went into the bedroom to get the salt, the suspect took advantage of her absence.
The Patriotic Front, PF, has officially launched its presidential campaigns as the party prepares to hold a general conference to elect a new president and members of the Central Committee within the next 30 days. Well, this follows a Central Committee meeting held on Sunday, 2nd November 2025 at the party secretariat in Lusaka, chaired by Acting President Given Lubinda, with the assistance of Acting Secretary General Brenda Nyirenda Sopa and other senior officials. And according to the PF, the upcoming General Conference will adopt a hybrid format, allowing both physical and virtual participations. Well, nomination and expression of interest fees Nomination and expression of interest fees have been set at 200,000 kwacha and 50,000 kwacha for male presidential aspirants, while female candidates will pay 100,000 kwacha and 50,000 kwacha respectively. For those seeking election to the Central Committee will pay 1,000 kwacha. And meanwhile, the party has criticized the Technical Committee on the constitutional making process, describing it as lacking transparency and credibility, and raised concerns over the voter registration exercise, saying the Electoral Commission of Zambia may not guarantee free and fair elections. Well, Mr. Luinda has urged PF members to campaign peacefully and respect the results, stressing that unity and discipline will be key to rebuilding the party.
Well, the first question, I think the chairperson had already alluded to it when he was making the introductory remarks. On the second part, everything that is done is supposed to be done systematic and in a particular way. What we have done, we do not want a particular individual to have an advantage over the others. That is why we have set as Central Committee to allow for new applications so that within the next 1 week when we close, we'll open for everyone to go out there and be able to meet the structures. So what Emmanuel said, he may have been right in that he didn't want any other person to have an added advantage. So for that one, let's hold the fire. I know as an aspiring candidate, I've been an aspiring candidate before, like you are always seeing today, the ruling party is behaving as if they are the ones who are in opposition. They have already gone into all our constituencies campaigning. They are behaving as if they know that their time is up. Thank you so much. I allow the chairperson to answer the first
one. To add to what the Secretary General just said about the campaigns that took place prematurely.
The Ministry of Home Affairs and Internal Security has denied allegations suggesting it interfered in the internal affairs of the Socialist Party. Well, in a statement released today, Ministry Principal Public Relations Officer Mwala Kalaluka said the Office of the Registrar of Societies has not engaged in any activity aimed at altering the Socialist Party's registration details. While Mr. Kalaluka was responding to claims circulating on social media, including statements attributed to Socialist Party leader Dr. Fred Membe alleging collusion between government officials and other actors to manipulate the party's records. While he clarifies that under the Societies Act, any changes to the office bearers of a registered organization must originate from the organization itself and follow established procedures. While the ministry reaffirmed that the Registrar of Societies operates as an impartial administrative body tasked with maintaining accurate records. While Mr. Kalaluka further urged political parties to resolve internal matters lawfully and refrain from issuing unverified statements that could undermine public confidence and national stability.
The Ministry of Home Affairs and Internal Security wishes to categorically distance itself and the Office of the Registrar of Societies from the internal leadership matters that are currently affecting the Socialist Party. Our attention has been drawn to public statements circulating on social media, including one attributed to Socialist Party leader Dr. Fred Membe, alleging that the UPND, in collaboration with certain sponsored elements, intends to manipulate the registration records of the Socialist Party at the Registrar of Societies. We wish to make it abundantly clear that the Office of the Registrar of Societies operates strictly within the confines of the Societies Act and does not interfere in the internal affairs of any registered political party. Any changes to the office bearers of a registered society must therefore be initiated by the society itself through its legally recognized structures and must be accompanied by valid documentation as prescribed by the law. The Ministry does not condone nor facilitate any form of political interference or manipulation of registration records at the Registrar of Societies. The Registrar of Societies remains a neutral administrative body tasked with maintaining accurate records of registered societies in Zambia. Any attempts to politicize these operations are not only misleading, but undermine the integrity of our democratic institutions. We urge all political stakeholders to resolve their internal matters through lawful and peaceful means, and to refrain from making unfounded allegations that may incite.
Well, you are still tuned in to the ICU TV main news. We go on short break and we'll be right back with international and sports news. Stay glued. Welcome to the Zambia Research and Development Center, an institution dedicated to national development through capacity building and community development. Established in 2007 by a group of professionals and lecturers, ZRDC has since become a hub of research and innovation in the country. Registered with the Ministry of Home Affairs under the Registrar of Societies, ZRDC pursues cutting-edge research to address pressing social and economic challenges. Get involved. ZRDC engages in activities that stimulate international collaboration, promote knowledge sharing, and make research expertise available to decision makers. Our mission at ZRDC is to foster innovation and capacity building for national development. We believe in addressing poverty and underdevelopment through institutional and capacity building, human empowerment, and gender participation. In our quest to foster innovation and capacity building for national development, ZRDC launched the ZRDC University Sponsorship for Capacity Building and Development Program to facilitate knowledge advancement among ZRDC researchers and those intending to join the research community. Qualified Zambian citizens can pursue education at credible universities in Zambia with guaranteed prospects of joining the ZRDC research community. ZRDC engages in industrial and technological research, covering research development and innovative investigations to drive dynamic industrial development at national and regional levels. Join us at the Zambia Research and Development Center as we continue to innovate, empower, and shape a brighter future for Zambia. ZRDC, fostering innovation and capacity building for national development. Welcome back. And now in international news, Tanzanian President Samia Suluhu Hassan has been sworn in for a second term amid tight security following an election marked by violent protests and rejected by the opposition as a sham. Well, the inauguration ceremony was held at a military parade ground in the capital, Dodoma, instead of a stadium as in previous years. Well, it was closed to the public but was shown live on state TV. Well, Samia was declared the winner on Saturday with 98% of the vote. Samia was declared the winner on Saturday with 98% of the vote. Though she faced little opposition with key rival candidates either imprisoned or barred from running. International observers have raised concerns about the transparency of the election and its violent aftermath, and with hundreds of people reportedly killed. Well, still in international news, Erin Patterson, the Australian serving life for the mushroom murders, has officially lodged an appeal against her convictions. Well, the 51-year-old was found guilty of murdering 3 relatives and trying to kill another with a toxic mushroom meal at her home in the state of Victoria in 2023. Well, under Australian law, appeals are not an automatic right, and Patterson's legal team had to convince the court of appeal that there might have been legal errors in her trial. Well, Patterson's appeal was officially lodged on Monday after the court gave her lawyers the green light to challenge the convictions. Well, the grounds of the appeal have not yet been disclosed. We take our final break and we'll be right back with sports news. Stay tuned.
The Information and Communications University is driving the thrill for the nation in research and development. Enroll now for full-time and distance programs in the School of Engineering, Humanities, Business and Education. To apply, visit our website at www.icuzambia.net or call us on +260 211 221 662 or 0966 342 359. Sponsorship is available. Enroll now.
Welcome back, and now in sports news. Zambia under-17 head coach Dennis Makinka says his team is expecting a tough challenge against Indonesia in their opening FIFA under-17 World Cup fixture set for tomorrow in Doha, Qatar. While speaking to Faza Media, Makinka said his squad has studied the Asian side and developed a tactical plan aimed at securing a strong start in their maiden World Cup appearance. Well, he acknowledges Indonesia's experience from the previous edition of the tournament, but expressed confidence in his team's preparation and consistency. Well, the match will kick off at 18:45 local time, 17:45 Zambian time at the Aspire Zones Pitch 7. Well, that sports item brings us to the end of the main news. Now, before we go, let's take a look at the stories that made headlines. President HICHILEMA attends all inaugurations where Zambia is invited, says KAWANA. Well, President HICHILEMA reaffirms commitments to peace and regional cooperation in Tanzania. And HEA deregisters MANSFIELD University. In international news, public barred as Tanzanian president sworn in. And on the sports front, Zambia under-17 ready for tough Indonesia test as World Cup journey begins. Well, thank you for staying tuned and stay glued to the ICU TV main news. Please do stay tuned for more updates on our Facebook page, that is ICU TV, and our website, that is ICUTVZM.com. I've been your anchor this evening, Maluwa Eric J. Mwanamjende. Have a good evening.